Welcome back to America's Commercial Real Estate Show. I am Michael Bull, and we are talking about emerging trends in real estate today. And this segment is brought to you by Bull Realty. For asset and occupancy solutions, visit bullrealty.com or just give me a call because I'm Mr. Bull. And we're talking about emerging trends in real estate. This is a great report, comes out every year. And we have Mitch Roschelle here and Byron Carlock, and they lead the real estate world at PwC. And we're talking about the trends, and we're now number 4, amenities gone wild.
Amenities gone wild.
Is that okay for television and radio?
I think so. The word amenities precedes gone wild. I think you're okay. But here's a little statistic for you. 81% of employers feel that amenities are amongst the top 3 things that they need to offer their employees to attract them. We're in a tight labor market. In many cases, there are more job openings than there are people available for those jobs. So if you have a competition for talent and skilled labor, how do you attract them? And amenities is one of the ways to attract them. Here are 4 items that are on the top of the list of amenities. The number 1 item is full service cafeteria. Number 2 is showers. Wow. Number 3 is fitness facilities. I'm assuming that fitness facilities has something to do with the showers and not the full service cafeteria, although I've seen Byron eat barbecue. And lastly is custom coffee. So you have food and fitness being the themes. After that, you fall into green space and other childcare and other items that are equally important from an amenity perspective, but don't have the degree of popularity as those first 4 items. The question really is, what's the cost of those amenities, whether we're adding them to tenant space, landlords are adding them to attract tenants, landlords, and I didn't differentiate between office or multifamily because it could be either. Mm-hmm. Is it something that can be passed on to a tenant in cost? All of that needs to be figured out.
And some of the enlightened employers don't care because they know that it's important to their talent recruiting and retention strategy. And those you see, not only having the full service cafeteria, healthcare on site, childcare on site or nearby, yoga classes, spin classes, treadmill conference rooms, and so the amenities are
Serenity
rooms,
billiard rooms.
That's your office. That's your kind of serenity.
But it's interesting because it is becoming the intersection between space and real estate decisions and HR decisions, complemented with technology, which allows more mobility. And mobility is another amenity, if you will. It may not be listed like a workout facility, but the ability to work from home a day or 2 a week is a huge amenity in the lives of employers, and mobility strategy requires greater technology connectedness. So this whole employment meets real estate meets technology is the triangle that we spend a lot of time thinking about the workforce of the future.
Yeah, I think it's a real big trend. And well, let's go to number 5, pivoting toward a new horizon. And does this have to do with retail or what?
It does. So here's an interesting nugget. I referenced, I think, 2 segments ago that we're proud of things we get right with emerging trends. Well, here's one we're not so proud at. And by the way, we just ask the questions and we report the results. Talk about transparency. Back in 2004, the question was, how has increased technology use impacted demand for real estate? And 70% of the folks said that retail would not be impacted by technology. Talk about heads in the sand.
Yeah.
And it's changed quickly.
It has changed quickly. So it's really the pace of change, too, that's interesting. So when you look at retail, the thing we've focused on pretty heavily is last mile. And one of the other trends that we have is the myth of free delivery. Well, here's a fascinating little nugget for you. It's almost $3 in cost in delivering something in online commerce. That doesn't necessarily mean that's what they charge, but those are the input costs between labor and fuel and vehicle costs and the like. $290 for free delivery. The average online purchase amount is $82. And I think that number is skewed because when I think about my typical online purchase, and I can go through my account and just do a simple average, and I'm buying new phone chargers like daily, okay, and that's a relatively low ticket item. Yeah. But a lot of people do buy computers and phones online, so that's driving up that, and televisions, that's driving up that number. But even if you stick with the 82 being a representative number, that delivery cost is 3.5%. And if you think about what the margin is in e-commerce and how tight that is, that's a big burden. So the fact of the matter is free delivery is a thing, and that's something that people absolutely positively are motivated by, but it's not sustainable.
What's it mean for real estate?
What it means for real estate is last mile. So we at PwC, we actually did a survey, and we asked of all of the different delivery choices from 1 to 2 hours to 3 hours to same day to next day to you bought it in another country and it takes forever and it has weird stamps on it when it finally arrives. What are people willing to pay for? The thing that people were willing to pay the most for was same day delivery. So same day delivery puts a massive emphasis on and willing to pay for. So I already said that the input costs for delivery are $290 on average for all delivery, but people are willing to pay for same day. So if that's something they're willing to pay for, you betcha that e-commerce players are going to be delivering something that they know that they can recover the cost for. So what does same day require? We don't have the infrastructure in place for same day delivery. We really don't. And that's delivery. That's not same day, it's in a locker, go pick it up in the shopping center. Yeah. That's actually same day delivery. And so there's technological advancements that are being explored with, whether they be drones and the like. But the fact of the matter is, from a real estate infrastructure perspective, we need warehousing, we need space, and all of those are things that really we're not ready for right now in terms of infrastructure. So from an investing perspective, I think that's a strong place to invest in right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I'll continue to see more change in use too. You think of a dead mall, for example. If the municipality will allow it, that could be a great distribution for last mile.
And it has most of the infrastructure. The problem is, bay heights and ingress and egress and all of the modern standards that we want. But you know what? I go back to the 3 rules of real estate, which are location, location, location. And in many cases, those dead malls are in the right location.
Good location, real estate that's become less relevant.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about number 6, artificial intelligence gets smart. Is that from the old TV show?
Yeah, I was trying to get that music. I'm going to pull off my shoe and talk into it.
Dun, dun, dun.
You had it. Byron had that one. So look at it this way. We've tried to figure out how real estate might be disrupted, and we talked sitting in this very seat a couple of years ago about disruption in real estate. I think what we didn't really understand was how real estate would be disrupted. If you look at an industry that's been disrupted, it means the industry is gone. The yellow cab industry isn't what it used to be because of rideshare, okay, and that's disruption. But what we didn't realize is that space use is going to be disrupted. So real estate's been disrupted by disruptors. What do I mean by that? Your office buildings can't accommodate the volume of packages that they receive from people buying stuff while sitting at their desk. And even if it's same day, boom, it shows up in the office. So you don't really have the space for it. You don't have to. You take a busy city. It could be an 18-hour city. It could be a 24-hour city. Byron and I flew in today into Hartsfield, and we had to walk like 5 miles to where the rideshare pickup was.
It's not really far.
Yeah, okay, it's a good 4.5 miles. But the fact of the matter is that office buildings have to accommodate that. They may have a relatively small drive up. Well, how do you accommodate 25 rideshare cars that all show up at the same time? Yeah. Not to mention the fact that if they're backing up, they're now backing up a municipal street. In California, the story is very Googleable about their bike share program there. Mm-hmm. Unlike the New York one where you plug it into a port and that's how you end your ride and you return your bike. There, you just say you're done, you say done on an app, and you just leave it wherever you want. So they can't accommodate the bikes, they can't accommodate the packages. And how about multifamily with the shared economy with apartments? You take your next door neighbor has now turned that unit into a hotel room. Well, the people who come, do they expect the concierge in the lobby the way somebody does in a hotel? So all of our uses have been disrupted, and I don't know operationally, and Byron, you can elaborate, if we even have the infrastructure in the operational side of real estate to accommodate.
Well, you see landlords making, accommodations in their renovation plans to deal with these new realities.
Right.
Yeah.
And by the way, you said accommodation, which I think is a very important word. Accommodation is, we're doing you a favor. No, this is the new...
It's the new reality.
It's the new reality. It's no longer a favor, it's a requirement.
But there will be great positives from AI as it relates to real estate also, as you see more modular and prefab housing be done robotically off-site and then shipped to a construction site. That's already allowing for more AI answers to increased costs that we're seeing in construction. Robo bricklayers are that's an AI application that allows literally, bricks to go up and it elongates the construction day for those bricklayers that are using the robos. Robo mowing, I was in a hotel in Montreal recently and had robo room service.
I got nervous. For a second, I got really nervous.
Yeah, there's robo everything. They vacuum your carpet and do everything, right? Yeah. All right, we're going to take a short break. We're going to get back. We're going to finalize with 2 or 3 maybe final trends, and then right after that, we'll talk about some top cities to watch. I'm Michael Bull. This is America's Commercial Real Estate Show.